Why am I saying this is because the reason why we're doing all this training is to open you up to what, cryptocurrency is all about, how blockchain works, how Bitcoin works, so that it make you to understand this business and then know the difference between a crypto trader and a crypto investor. These are two different things. You can be a crypto trader and a crypto investor, but you can be one. If you don't want to be trading every time, maybe trading is too technical for you, you don't understand, you don't want to go through the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis, and the sentimental analysis. So now, if you want to become an investor, you don't need any technical analytical things that you will be becoming, checking the trends and all that. You don't have to. You just have to invest into something by looking at the intrinsic value of that. So today we want to talk about coin bond. What is it all about? But before I go into coin bond, there's something I need to explain to you today. Somebody have asked me this question one day here, and I gave the person a general answer. Since that very day, it has been occurring to me, why did I give you that general answer? I should talk to you. So now welcome once again. As we go into this, we want to talk about coin bond today. But before then, there's something I want us to look into. Coins versus tokens. We'll go into coin bond. That's our main topic today. So I want you to understand, what, coins, the difference between a coin and a token. What's the difference? Is there any difference? Do we have difference in them? We need to know that if there's anything like difference between the two, because people use that word so much, coins, token, and we don't know if there's anything like difference between the both of them or not. So I want you to get that because we're talking about coin bond. It can be token bond or not that, but you don't know what is coins or token. You may not really get the whole thing. So what are cryptocurrencies first? Are you getting? Cryptocurrencies are digital or virtual currencies that are encrypted, secure, that are using cryptography. That's what the cryptocurrency is all about. Are you getting? So if you know what a cryptocurrency is, because we've talked about the history of cryptocurrency here, we've talked about the history of blockchain and the history of Bitcoin. So you know all these things now. So we already have so many definitions of cryptocurrency. But one thing we know, there's a difference between a digital currency and a cryptocurrency. This digital currency that we call cryptocurrency are encrypted, but there are ones that are not encrypted. So it's just something that you need to understand the difference between the two. And then we use cryptography to secure them. So when you hear about cryptocurrency, you know about all those things and all that. But now Bitcoin represents the first decentralized cryptocurrency, which is powered by a public ledger that records and validates all transactions. That public ledger is called blockchain. Last week, I showed you how the whole operation goes. When Bitcoin enter into a node, from a node, it enter into the block, and it created that block, and from there it moves to to be verified by miners to be sure that that block is already there. That was a transaction that was made before, so it's not counterfeit or something. And from there, it will now move to where the miners will not take their mining fee, and then it moves to the other way until it gets to the. So the process, I showed you the process that it goes. So that public ledger is called blockchain. That's what handles that. So many digital currencies have, existed, prior to Bitcoin. We've talked about that in the history of cryptocurrency. But the creation of Bitcoin marks an important milestone in the realm of digital currencies due to its distributed and decentralized nature. Bitcoin, the way that it is distributed and decentralized nature of it, there's no second party, there's no third party, nobody is handling everything. Everything is just going on its own way and all that, and things are going in the normal way, not in the normal banking system where the bank is the third party that collects all the transactions and all that. You can say the miners are there as the third party. Yes, they are there to make sure that transactions are done right. They collect fees and every other thing, make sure there's security of the things and all that. You say, oh, it is centralized, but there's some people who are miners who are taking care of the fees and other things, make sure that the place is, yeah. Why we call it decentralized is because it's not a body like per se. These are people who own mine and anybody can be part of it. It's our money. It's the people's money, not the government money that is being issued by central banks. So it's a different thing altogether, the way these operate. So the creation of Bitcoin, as I said it here, precipitated the expansion of a loose and more diverse ecosystem of other coins and tokens. Why do I use the word coins and tokens? I will explain. All these coins are often regarded as cryptocurrencies in general, even when most of them do not fall under the definition of a currency. Whether it's coin or tokens, they are all regarded often as cryptocurrencies in general. That's what people call them. That's what it is. But now, most of them do not fall under the definition of a currency. Now, can I explain now? Let's say you have, Electrum. There's so many cryptocurrencies, 2,001, 3,000, or more than 3,000 cryptocurrencies that we have now. Most of them cannot be used as a means of exchange, as a store of value. Some of them, why you are trading them is because you can use an exchange and turn it to Bitcoin, which you can use Bitcoin to buy many things on the internet. You can use Ethereum to buy things on the internet. But you cannot use some of these coins as a means of exchange, except you turn them from whatever it is to Bitcoin. There are so many currencies that you can't use to buy anything. You can't see a store that accepts them. Are we following? But we still call them cryptocurrencies, even when they do not fall under the definition of a currency. I want you to follow me. I'm taking you somewhere right now. And I want you to understand where I'm going. I just pray that you have understanding and then get this thing the way I want to go. I make it simple, but it may look so hard for you. So what is the difference between coins versus tokens? Do you understand? So how do I categorize them? The category that we have in cryptocurrencies, what are the ways? Let me just explain that to you now. Because it's important to note that all coins or tokens are regarded as cryptocurrency, even if most of the coins do not function as currency or medium of exchange. We call them that, whether it's coins or tokens. That means there's a difference between a coin and a token. But they are all regarded as cryptocurrencies, whether it's a token or a coin. So what is this training want to do? To tell you the difference between a coin and a token. I want to explain that. That's the journey I'm taking you. Then that will move into coin bonds or token bond. So if you don't know what is a coin or a token, and I begin to talk about bonding, that means I've skipped something. Even at that, I've skipped a lot of things to teach you these. Are you getting? Because if I want to make you know everything that you need to know about blockchain, cryptocurrency, it will take us almost a year to go through all that. So, but you need to understand some certain things that I can't say, let me leave this one. Don't worry. You don't need to know it. You still take care of things by yourself later. You still take care of things later by yourself. So, but it's better that I do things and then open up and then make sure that you know some certain things which will now help you to do this business well. Now, the term cryptocurrency is a misnomer, since a currency technically represents a unit of account, a store of value, and a medium of exchange. So it's, as we call it that way, cryptocurrency. it doesn't, some of them doesn't represent, they don't have a unit of account. Yes, a unit of account is there because some of them don't even have an account. Let me put it that way. Maybe you go to, what I mean by an account, you go to a custodian or non-custodian wallet, and you see that you can even own this thing into that and put it into that account. Maybe you open up an account where you'll be able to put it. It's just that maybe in all these non-custodian wallets. But most custodian wallets don't have it. But non-custodian wallet like MetaMask, you can create any token using the any token, you can put it there and have an account for it. But now you can't use it as a store of value. That's keeping it for a longer period. Maybe I buy this thing as an investor. I'm expecting that this thing will grow in the next 1 year or 2 years. Then now it need to have a medium of exchange. Some of them, they can have a unit of account, and then you feel, okay, it can be a store of value, but it can't be a medium of exchange. That means there's no website where you can use it to buy anything. So you need to come back to an exchanger and turn it to Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything before you can use it to buy something. Even some of them, before you turn it into cash, it has to, first of all, move it into Bitcoin. And then from Bitcoin, you cannot turn it into cash. So simply understand where I'm going. I want you to follow this lecture. This lecture was not planned for today, but today I wanted to talk to you about coin burning, but I would be doing you a disservice if I don't tell you the difference between a coin and a token, and I go straight talking about burning. That means I skip a lot of things in order to start talking that. So I don't want to skip this particular one because it's important that you know it. It's important for you in your journey to where you are going here. So that's why. So all these characteristics are inherent within Bitcoin. And since the cryptocurrency space was kickstarted by Bitcoin's creation, any other coins conceived after Bitcoin is generally considered as a cryptocurrency, though most do not fulfill the aforementioned characteristics of an actual currency. That's what I just said. You know, Bitcoin is the first creation that used blockchain to power it, and which makes it a cryptocurrency. But now other coins have come, but they didn't have, listen to me, the aforementioned things that I talk about, it must have a unit of account, a store of value, and a medium of exchange. That means you can use it to buy something, you can use it to buy a phone, you can use it to buy something on the internet. If you go to most websites, they will say, I accept Bitcoin, or I accept Ethereum, I accept Litecoin. They will just call some of the coins, that's what they accept as for you to make payment to them. Then you now begin to ask, what of other coins? What of other tokens? I'm still using the word coins to all of them now because I've not told you the difference between a coins and a token. So from now, you'll be able to now know the difference. But all of them, we call them cryptocurrency, but they don't have currency, and people don't even know what they're saying. And some people who are coming new into the industry will be asking, all these coins that we have, how are we sure which one will last, which one will be there? Because cryptocurrencies die every day. And any cryptocurrency that doesn't have a unit of account, it's not a store of value or a medium of exchange, you don't stay long on it. You may stay long on the one that have a unit of account and a store of value, but there's no medium of exchange, but they're working towards that. No problem. That's adoption. With adoption, with time, they will have this. But Bitcoin have these three. That's why Bitcoin is number one. Ethereum has followed suit as well. Litecoin, yeah, too, but not as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the king of cryptocurrency. And nobody will dethrone, maybe in the future, I don't know. But for now, nobody has done that. So the most common categorization of cryptocurrencies are alternative cryptocurrency coins, which is altcoins, and then we have tokens. That means altcoins and tokens are not the same. They are two different kinds. So you need to know that they are not the same. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to change some of the things and you've been calling all this while, coins. So this, that, and all that. I just want to change a little bit about it to open it up to you. But, when people ask me such questions, I just answer the general one. I don't want to get you confused, like, you've never told us about this, how this, and all that. And then I said, just forget about it. There are things you don't just need to know so that you won't be more confused. All you need to do is to know how to do business here. But sincerely, you need to know some things. More especially as an investor. You are investing into cryptocurrency, you are buying value, and you are storing it. So you need to be sure that the cryptocurrency or the token that you want to buy, or the coins that you are buying, is a store of value. It can be used as a store of value. It may not have a medium of exchange yet, but let it become a store of value. But there are some. They may have a unit of account, but they cannot be used as a store of value. Their intrinsic value cannot rise to a point where it becomes a store of value. So when you enter into such coin, immediately it goes up, you sell and leave and put it back to a coin that that has a store of value and a medium of exchange. And this ones, even if it goes down, leave your money there, it will come up. Just like what Bitcoin did. So times somebody calling me, Bitcoin is going down and all that. What do I do? Do I move it to USDT? I said, no. If you need the money fast, because it will still go down a bit before it start coming up. By the time that the person called me, now it has come up to 19,000 something. It was moved down to 17 and then to 16. It was like, it has lost almost $3,000 and all. I said, no, Bitcoin will come up. But if you need the money fast, because it will still come down before it go up again, then you can take it to USDT or change it to Naira and take. But if you don't need the money, forget it there. It will come up again. That my own, based on trend, is that Bitcoin will come down ending of the year / January. But it may not happen because the trend shows that's the way it happens every time. Every January, it comes down and go up. But the way Bitcoin is going now, a lot of people, because some people use money for Christmas, not only Nigerians. So people really sell their Bitcoin that they have, some of them, to go and do Christmas things. So it happens all around the world. Everything is about demand and supply. If the demand, when they do, demand comes and then the supply is now little and all that, or the supply is much, demand is now little, it will bring down the price. So that's it. A lot of people change their meaning to Naira or dollars and other kinds just to use for Christmas, which brings Bitcoin down during that ending of the year to January. So from February, it will start coming down a bit before it starts going up again. So that has been the trend. But this year, a lot of big companies enter into Bitcoin, which I feel it may not happen the same way. But even if it happens, it will still come up. But I will advise within that period, when it comes to that time, you take your money to this, then we check the trend. If it's okay, you take it to USDT, then you can now come back to Bitcoin again. That's the time. So, but now I want to explain to you the difference between the two, so that you understand what to do. So what is altcoins? They call it alternative cryptocurrency coins. That's what we call it, altcoins, or simply coins. They are often used interchangeably. Anyone you call it, whether you call it coins, you call it altcoins, or whatever. Altcoins simply refers to coins that are an alternative to Bitcoin. That's why they call it alternative cryptocurrency. Once they are alternative to Bitcoin, that means you can use them or Bitcoin. They are alternative to Bitcoin. They just want to do what Bitcoin has done. Do you understand? And the majority of them, we call it variant or fork of Bitcoin. Some of them were built using Bitcoin's open source original protocol and changes to its underlying codes. There are codes, the same code that they use in building Bitcoin, they set up so the other one. So they just set up things like that. So therefore, they are conceiving an entirely new coin with a different set of features. They added features that were not in Bitcoin, or get something that will make it, different from what Bitcoin has. But they are using the same open source, the same code as Bitcoin to build it. And I'm going to tell you an example of that one. So now, we'll do a training on that with time. What is hard forks? I will explain in further training. I thought, no, it's a concept of open source codes to create a new coin. We call it hard forks and other things. I will explain that later, because if I go in deep into this training on how hard forks, what is done, how do they do it, and all that, at times you may not need itself because it's good for programmers and all that. But maybe if you talk about it, it's a little, I'll just explain a little about it and not go too further. So some examples of altcoins that are variants to Bitcoin codes are Namecoin, Peercoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Aracoin. There's so many of them. They're there. So these are alternative coins. They are variants. They use Bitcoin open source to do it. And that's what they just created, something different. Do you understand? So now, there are other ones too that are not open source from Bitcoin. They have created their own blockchain and protocol that support their native currency. These ones, they created their own blockchain. They accepted so many things. They are not variant. They didn't come through Bitcoin open source or something. They created something from scratch to finish and get their own protocol, different way. So many of them have coming up even newly right now, creating things that others don't have before. So example of these coins include Ethereum, we have Ripple, we have Omni, BitShare, Neo, Wave, Solana, Counterparty. So many of them, they have their own blockchain. They created without the open source, they have their own blockchain, their own native blockchain, created their own native currency. And inside them, people can create tokens inside it. So there's one commonality all of them have. So they have their own independent blockchain. Altcoins have their own independent blockchain, where transactions relating to their native coins occur in the same thing that happens to Bitcoin blockchain happen to their own blockchain. That's why we call them altcoins. They have their own cryptocurrency. They have everything. So the fun fact is that the first altcoin was Namecoin. It was created in April 2011. It is a decentralized open source information registration and transfer system. That's the first one that created. Remember, altcoins have their own blockchain. They operate under their own blockchain. That's one characteristic that you know from an altcoin, which is an alternative coin to Bitcoin. So having said that, you now understand what is a token. If altcoins have their own independent blockchain, then tokens are representation of a particular asset or utility that usually resides on top of another blockchain. Is it opening up right now? The difference between a coin and a token. Altcoins have their own independent blockchain. Then tokens reside on top of another blockchain. Tokens can represent basically any asset that are fungible or tradable, from commodities to loyalty points to even other cryptocurrencies, as long as it's tradable, maybe on an exchanger and everything, and it's created. So that's what it is. So creating tokens is a much easier process, as you do not have to modify the code from a particular protocol to create a blockchain from scratch. You don't need to create a blockchain from scratch. So they can even set up a token under a few minutes or a few hours. You set up your own token because you are creating it on top of another blockchain. Now, the functionality of creating your own token is made simple through what we call smart contract. It's a programmable computer codes that are self-executing and do not need any third parties to operate. You just go to the token point, like if you go to the Ethereum blockchain right now, you go that place, you can create your own smart contract. Through the smart contract, you can create your own token, but you need to be a programmer to do that. And most of these tokens, they are not a store of value, and they are not means of exchange. People only just go there, create it, and start using it. And you can trade it up because you can trade it, even it can be on any exchange that you trade, but you can't use it as a medium of exchange and nobody will accept it. But for the fact that you can move it from that token to Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's easier for you to trade on it because when you move it back to Ethereum, that where you trust. But this one, you don't trust it, but you just want to go there to raise funds. Let the money go up, you bring it back to the to the coin that you like, that you trust, that you know has future. This one is just for you to raise funds, go there, you trade it immediately, you move, but once you go up, you move your money from there. So we need to understand the difference between a coin and a token so that you know which one to go into. And when you are going into it, okay, you have a time frame of exiting that trade or exiting that platform. You are not going to keep it for so and so time, 1 year, 2 years, because this kind of coin can go at any time. If you don't understand this, you will even be a bad trader and be a bad investor. So now, final thought on this now. Just get this if you didn't get anything that I said. The main difference between altcoins and tokens is in their structure. Altcoins are separate currencies with their own separate blockchain, while tokens operate on top of a blockchain that facilitates the creation of decentralized application. Simple. Just get this. If you don't understand whatever I've said about the difference between a token and an altcoin, we call all of them cryptocurrency, whereas they don't have the intrinsic value of a currency. So you need to understand, which I said, it must have an account, it must become a store of value, and then means of exchange. So most of them don't have it. So the difference between altcoins and tokens is in their structure. Altcoins are separate currencies with their own separate blockchain, while tokens operate on top of a blockchain that facilitates the creation of a decentralized application. Having said that, the majority of coins in existence, close to 80%, are tokens, since they are much more easier to create. It's not easy to create your own blockchain, set up blockchain, do this one and come up with your own token. It takes time. It takes money. Well, it's easier to go and create a token. So you can't call the two of them the same. This one, set up time, create your own token, and create your own blockchain and set up a coin, and you value the two, the person that did not create any token, any blockchain, he doesn't know the code. The only thing that he knows is just Solidity. He's a Solidity programmer. He just go to either Ethereum or any of the blockchain and create your own token and then start to sell. And all you want to call them is the same thing. They are not the same. They can never be. So that's the difference between altcoins and tokens. And I really want you to understand this because it will help you a lot to understand the next thing that we want to talk about, coin bond, and why they are doing that. Coin bond is a topic that I want us to go deep and deep into. I don't want to talk it in the surface anymore. So for you to understand it properly, you need to understand the difference. Coin bond can be done with altcoins or token. They operate in two ways. As long as the blockchain that token is on top has a coin bond feature, it will happen. So it doesn't matter whether it's a token or a coin. So you need to understand the difference between the two before we go into that. Now, before I go further, I know we started late, but I still have to take time, check my time. I want you to ask me one or two questions concerning this, what we've said now, before we now look at time to see if we will go further into going into the coin bond, because I want to go deep into that topic, and that's why it requires you to understand this before I get that. I get into that. Because if you don't get this, then I start going into that, you will not understand it. So now, if you have any question, you can ask me right now concerning what we've just talked about. Okay, Priscilla, your hand is up. Go ahead, madam.
Yeah, thanks for this explanation you have given. In fact, it's a very big eye opener. What I want to ask you, we're talking about token and yeah. Like something like I asked you the other time about Bitcoin Vault. Will you say that is a token? Because Bitcoin, I know if Bitcoin Vault, because I know even when you're trading with Bitcoin Vault, the only way if you want to cash it, you have to change it to Bitcoin. Before you can even actually transfer it into your own either Naira or Euro account or whatever account you have. Yeah. Will you say something like that coin is a token?
What happened is that Bitcoin votes, I have not checked their structure because I'm not trading on it, but I will check. Not all altcoins have created their medium of exchange. Some of them are still coming up. Are you getting?
Yeah.
But it's not that you need to understand that tree is so important that you have it before somebody can look into it properly and say, okay, but it may be a store of value. What I mean by a store of value, okay, you can put your money there knowing that this thing will go up at so and so time. It will not vanish out of the internet. It has intrinsic value that it have its own blockchain. It has everything and all that. That means this is a long-term coin. Are you getting? That's a store of value. But now some of them have never created that means of exchange, which will make it a real cryptocurrency. We are still involving in this industry. People really need to understand that the industry, no matter what, is still new. That's about 11 years now. So it's before you know it, very soon it will now come up to become something big and all that. So many of them will open up all the outlets that they want to open. But for now, Bitcoin have everything. Because all the things that we need for that. But now on the Bitcoin vault that you're talking about, I will check to see if they have their own blockchain or they are running as a token. I understand that. That's why I say you should understand the difference. So all you need to know, how do I know that a coin is a token or is an altcoin, is a coin? Maybe I look into this, cryptocurrency. I said, okay, this is an altcoin or this is a token. So if I don't know about it, if there are ways that I can know that, that will help me to be able to understand, how to look into them. Because we look into all these things before. Anybody that wants to invest into something, you need to understand what you are investing into and why are you investing into it? And what's the long-term goal? What's the long-term plan? What's the long-term benefit? So if you don't understand that this thing is a token, okay, which means you are hanging on top of another blockchain, which means if anything happens to that blockchain, you are off. Like in Ethereum blockchain, we have over you know, it's almost like, let me say, we have almost 1,000 tokens that are on top of Ethereum blockchain. And some of them are these DeFi coins. Most of them are under Ethereum. And so they are not going to stay for too long. It's just for you to put in money there when it comes out new and make your money and leave. Even when it's still going up, you leave, you take your money and run away, because you know fully well that this is just a token created under Ethereum blockchain. It may not have much things to do. It's just for you to pump up now, and then you move to where you know that you are safe. That's the reason why I want to show us this. Because if I want to go into any coin, I always check, is this an altcoin or a token? If it's a token, I'll look at their plan. Who are they? Who are the people behind it? There are so many tokens that are operating very well, but at the end of the day, it's a token. Like now, BNB was a token. Was, I use the term was. That's Binance blockchain. Binance token. It's not a coin. It's not an altcoin, because they have created their own blockchain, which they call Binance chain. That's where they now put this in. But they still have, because once you created a block, something on Ethereum smart contract, it cannot be changed. So they still have some of their token inside Ethereum blockchain, and then created another one in their own Binance chain. Now, the two of them is working together. People don't even know that they are two. But it's still the same thing. If you have the one of the token or the one that they created in their own blockchain, they still operate the same. They are having a coin bond because it's 200 million, and they want to bond 100 million of the coin, and leaving only 100 million. And they are bonding based on transactions. That's when we'll come to that part to explain. That's why I said I will go a little bit deeper into the Bitcoin, into the bond, but I need you to understand this. It may not be today again to go that deep, but because of time. But I want you to get this properly to know the difference. So now, if you now go into any coins, different of the many tokens, we have too many tokens and only few altcoins. That's just the truth. Many things that people are seeing are all tokens created on top of a blockchain. And that is like fast food. You create it so fast, but creating your own blockchain, having your token, it takes time. These are for real business people that have come to do business in the cryptocurrency industry. But tokens are created. Even if I stay now, I say I want to go and create a token, it's little thing. It's just to get 1-2 programmer. Yeah, let's put it together and create a token. It comes out immediately. But it's capital intensive to create your own blockchain and create your own altcoins. So somebody cannot put in such money and just come to play. These are the two different things that we need to understand in this industry. So for that one, I will give you an answer, because I'm going to check them. I'll look into Bitcoin Vault, look at it, if it has its own blockchain or whether it's working through the Bitcoin, open source system, or it is working under Ethereum blockchain or whatever, and all that. Then I'll let you know. Maybe next week I'll do that. It's an assignment for me to check and get back. You can't look a coin maybe by the name and say, this one doesn't have, this one have its own blockchain or doesn't have. You have to go and search for it, and then you get. Maybe you can do the search here itself as we are working live in order to check what we are doing, and then we can get that done as fast as possible, because it's not hard to search. It's so simple.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So any other question, you can raise your hand and ask, because I know many don't understand this. We've been talking about these.
Another thing I wanted to ask you, Mr. Innocent, is please, like you're talking about the altcoins and the tokens now. So, like, if you want to invest in any of these coins that are out there now, where do you check to know if that one is an altcoin or a token? Like I asked you about like I wanted to ask even the Midas because I was looking up the Midas the last time I asked you about it. So what is the way to check if they are altcoins or tokens?
Okay. All right. Now, there are ways to check that, so many ways, which we have. Maybe we'll go to that and check now. But that something is a token, there are so many tokens that are serious. They have a lot of plans. They have been here for a long time and they have so many plans in place, but they set up that token just like BNB, just as BNB started their own and later on moved to their own blockchain. They didn't start with it, but they've gotten money now. No, but from the beginning, we know that BNB is a very serious coin and they have been very serious and planning what they are doing with so much ways and all that. There are so many tokens that are good. They may not be a means of exchange, which they may not be till Christ come, but they can be a good store of value. And there must be a way to turn it back to Bitcoin as fast as possible when you need it. It's always there. So now, but that's why there are some certain things I said, okay, if I want to teach you people, I said that you will get you more confused in this industry, and which I don't want. I want you to operate in the industry with open mind, but I still want to open up so many things to you. But don't let it make you begin to be too careful. All I am opening this thing for you is to know. I didn't say that tokens are bad. But I say it's easier to create a token than to create an altcoin. Because an altcoin, you have to get your own blockchain ready. But the tokens, you build it on top of another blockchain, which you don't own. But blockchain has proven to us that none of the altcoins have brought down their blockchain. Blockchain, once you set it up there, it's there. And on all the coin, tokens that we have or under blockchains, they have been there. It's only that the people may decide not to run it again, but the token will still be there on its own. It cannot be pulled down. But they may, just like if the people are not sincere, they run away with the money, or the price of the token is going down and they feel, oh, we cannot stay again, and they now carry the decision because it's a DeFi sector. Some of them are not known. People don't know their name. They are anonymous and all that. But some of the tokens that people know them, nobody wants to spoil their reputation. People know their name. They know who are behind it. They know what they are planning. They know so many things. You know that this one will stay long. It's not like the one that just want to come and do hit and run, pump up, and they take the money and run away. So why I'm telling you this is for you to know when you check up a token, it's an anonymous token. The owners are not known. They just come up and say, I say, who are behind the team? They say our team is anonymous. We are not showing our face and all that. Know fully well that this kind of token, you just have to watch, put your money, and watch it until you go. Even some of the tokens, you don't need to leave your money there and go to sleep. Once you just buy it that day, it move up, under 2-3 days, you sell your money and go away. Because everybody that is coming, some of them who are learned in this, are schooled in the area of blockchain, what is altcoin and tokens, are there just to come and buy and then make money and run away. But when these people are known, it still operates like a coin. We categorize most of them as altcoins because the team is known, they have an office, they have intrinsic value, they have set up their system in a way that it's working very fine. You will not even know the difference. If I didn't tell you now, there are some coins that you bought and you are so eager, you are so happy about them, and you don't know that this thing are built on top of another blockchain, that they don't have their own blockchain. So this training is not to make you start being afraid of tokens. and say anything that is not an altcoin, they don't have its own blockchain. I told you 80%. That means you have been trading with small coins that you don't have too many coin options to buy from. That is what I too know can cause. And that's what I don't want. I don't want that for you. I want you to be open-minded, but almost always make sure that every token that you want to trade is not from an anonymous fellow. If it is from an anonymous, maybe the team are not known, then all you have to do is to make sure that you do hit and run too. If people want to do hit and run, you are ready to do hit and run. And at the same time, anything can happen with your money, but just go in there once you just, increase, maybe 50%, 100%, or 300, 400%, you take your money out immediately and run away and go to another one again, put it again, you go to another one, you put it again, you just be going to all the coins, the ones that are coming up newly, and you pray that it will just move up, and then move up and you take your money and then you go. When you put your money, it goes down, okay, you lose that one, you move up to another one. That's it. But when it comes to the one that have their own blockchain, even if you go down, keep it there, these ones will come back. It will only take time, but they will really bounce back and the business will fly again. That's the difference between the two. Anonymous tokens, don't just go close. Even I will ask you not to go close to them. As long as the team is not known, because you don't know when to go in and when to go out, just forget about them. But the team is known, they have a plan. You look at their website, it looks good, they have good plan for the future. It's something you can go. Some people don't know the difference. If I don't tell you now, you won't know. So I'm giving you this information for you to educate you and not to make you, to be afraid of the industry and where to invest. I think I did the right thing, right? To show you this. Is it right that I did it? Or you want to be working just like others, doing the trading and buying without understanding the difference between altcoins and tokens and all that? That is because of what we want to talk about. So I feel you need to know this before I go into the coin bond aspect of it. So I hope I didn't do anything wrong, right? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question, please? If you really understand what we've done, you can ask your question so that we can move into other things. There's so many. What's the time? Wow. What? Almost 5. Serious. Okay, any question here, please? I want to be sure that you understand because this is new. I know we have been doing business here, but knowing about altcoins and tokens, we thought is the same, no different thing and all that. So I decided to get this done. So that, because even somebody have really said it here one day, I wanted to talk about it. I say it's a long training, so if I start that day, I may not. Hello? I'm back again. Sorry. This network of a thing is really disturbing, but no problem, I'm here. All right. Any other question, please? I want to check. There are a question here on the chat. I want to take it now, and I didn't see it again. Please, if you send any question here, please resend it. I'm not seeing any question. I'm not seeing the question again. Maybe because we log out and log in again. I don't see the question, any of those questions now. Okay, now let's go into the next thing, as I don't want to. I hope you are hearing me properly. Let's go into the next thing that we want to talk about. Why I said let me go through this point in order to open you up to some 1 or 2 things before we go down. So now the next thing the main thing that I want to talk about is coin bond. This is a very, why do we bond coins? Why do we bond tokens? Why do we go through these or make things, why is it? what is coin bond first in general? What is it? That's the question. Coin bond is the process by which digital currency miners and developers can remove tokens or coins. You know why? That's why I decided to go through that, because the other day I told you we can remove tokens or coins. Then somebody didn't ask me, why did I put tokens or coins? Are they not the same? So as nobody asked me that, I decided to go through that. You need to know that there are differences between a token and a coin. So when you call altcoins and all that, we can categorize all of them as altcoins, but they are not. Tokens is different, altcoins are different, and all that. So when you want to take it out, whether it's a token or not, you need to understand that they are different. So that is it. So that was why I take us to understand it, because I didn't do that last week. I said, no, if I didn't do that, you will not understand that they are different. So when you do that, you slow down inflation rate, make the token or the coins more valuable by reducing the total circulating supply of the coin, of the token or the coin. So now when you now talk about coins on top of blockchain, the one that have their native blockchain, tokens are the one they build on top of a blockchain. And the two of them operate as cryptocurrency. We call it cryptocurrency. They're all cryptocurrency, despite they don't have the intrinsic value of a currency yet. So, but we still need to have the three. Some of them have one, some have two, some have the three. It's only just few that have the three, just few that have the three intrinsic value of a currency that you can really treat because it has a medium of exchange. Anything that cannot be used to buy something, it doesn't have that medium of exchange. So it makes it hard for some people to even buy into it, because people will always ask you that question. I don't know whether you get that question. How do I turn this thing into money? That's why we are teaching people cryptocurrency. Their mind is, how do I turn this thing into money? But that's the wrong question. The question should have been, how do I use this thing to buy something? As long as you can use that thing to buy something elsewhere, and then they give you that thing, that means that's a means of exchange. That's what we use fiat currency for. Fiat currency, we use it to buy something, either online or anything, and they send it to us. So we need a token or a coin that we can use to buy something and then get it. If you want to buy phone online, they said we accept Bitcoin, we accept Litecoin, Ethereum, this and all that. So all this top currency, SRP now, as is following them and all that, where people can accept all these things. So now it's becoming a means of exchange, a store of value, a unit of account. But all of them, whether it's a token or coin, you can still do coin bond on it. You can bond any of them. That's why we call it coin bond or token bond. Whichever way, they bond the two, and all of the results are the same. The results you get are the same. Now, when it comes to Binance, we call it Binance token bond. That was then, but now it's a coin bond, because Binance have their own blockchain known as Binance Chain. But before now, they still have their token under Ethereum. It's still there. So now, the way they perform Binance own, the process is, of this bonding, you permanently remove that coin from circulation. That's one thing that they do. That's one of the main reasons why you perform coin bonding. So now, the way Binance do their own is that based on the number of trades performed in the exchange within 3 months period. So after each quarter, they will bond BNB according to overall trading volume. So now, if the trading volume is like, let's say 1,000, that means within 3 months, they are going to bond 1,000 BNB. that increase the value of the token. And they have what we call, we have circulating supply, we have total supply and maximum supply of a coin or token. A coin can be 1 billion, 5 billion, and decided to do, that's the maximum supply, and said, okay, circulating supply will only be 50,000. So the amount of that coin is calculated by the 50,000 that is the supply. You will say, this coin has 5 billion and it is 10 naira or 20 naira, whereas the one that is less is not up to that amount. The reason is because the coin, the more they release the other ones, the more the coin will be coming down or stay on the same amount. But the other one have already brought out all his supplies, and that's what is in the market. And they can decide to perform burning through the ones that people are having or trading or so many things. There are so many coins that are doing into burning. If I begin to list them one by one, you find out that we have a lot of them, thousands of them, that are doing their burning, because it helps to increase the value of a token. It helps to increase the value of a coin. So all of them are doing it. And I've told you where they derive that information from, where they got it from, and begin to do a lot of things to, to build up the whole thing and then put it on the way it should be, and then get their coin in the market or their token in the market and make it easier for them to circulate it. And then, because people want to buy something that is going on. When something is gaining value, people buy it. And all you need to do is to plan, how do you make this thing to gain more value? And I told you where they pick it from, because it's not that it's something that they just come. The background of it, I've told you that they just, they are not the ones that discover it. It's a concept that they've discovered from the stock market. And even to tomorrow, they are still doing it. Companies will just come up, they use cash, buy back some of their shares in the stock in order to reduce the total shares that is outstanding, that is staying in the market. So the process will now make the value of those shares to remain in circulation, and also help to improve the earning per share. So when they have little shares in the market, it will increase the ones that are in the market, and it will start going up. So they now pick what is there and bring it back into the coin market. That's where all these things are happening. Are you getting? Now, where our case study is the Midas, which I'm going to go into now. Maybe I'm going online now to show you about Midas. Then next week, I will now explain the reason why they're doing that. I've told you the reason, what it's all about, everything, the coins that are doing coin bond, the token bond, and everything will go straight one by one. And then I'll still go there and check to be able to know, how do you know that this is a token or this is, an altcoin or something. So you need to understand how to check that. You check that, and then you'll be able to check every coin. But I want you to know that whether it's a token or a coin, understand that it doesn't matter. As long as this thing have team behind it, they have good intrinsic value. It's easier to create a token than a coin. But at the same time, they are moving together and they are building value together, and they are making sure that the industry of cryptocurrency grow wide and grow better. So don't feel that if it is not a coin, I will not invest into it. If it's a token, no. That's not the way it works. So many tokens that you've been trading, or maybe let me say so many coins, let me put it this way, the way we've been putting it before. So many coins that you've been trading before now, they are tokens. But you don't know, and you've been trading it. So no harm in it. But I always know the difference. And then you now check. Tokens, some of them will be here for years to come. They will be here for life, because blockchain is staying. It has come to stay. As long as there is internet, there will be blockchain. And as long as there is blockchain, there will be coins, there will be tokens. And as long as any of the team is ready to push their business to the end, they will still be here. It's a generational business to move from one generation to another. But there are tokens, there are coins that we know fully well that these ones, they are already here for store of value and all that. They have qualified it. But there are those who will get their own later, and they are working towards that. That's why teaching this topic at times, I always like to hold back to some certain things that will make you start running away from the industry and feel, oh, I don't get it. You start being too careful. No, that's not what we are trying to achieve here. It's to open you up to know what you're doing, and then you do it the right way. That's it.